At Evernorth Health Services, we believe costs shouldn't get in the way of life-changing care, and we're doing everything in our power to make it possible. Behavioral health solutions that also keep your projections at their best? It's possible. Pharmacy benefits that benefit your bottom line? It's possible. Complex specialty care that cares about your ROI? It's possible. Because we're already doing it. All while saving businesses billions. That's Wonder made possible. Learn more at evernorth.com/wonder.
It is Wednesday, June 5th. I am once again Caroline Vincent. You're listening to Down in Alabama. Let's go ahead and get into today's stories. A 24-year-old library cooperative board was dissolved by the Baldwin County Commission on Tuesday, nearly 2 weeks after all 6 employees of the nonprofit were abruptly fired. The decision, according to the commission's chair, is completely unrelated to the hullabaloo over book bans and the culture wars animating library systems nationwide. The commission voted unanimously to do away with the board of directors and to move the cooperative services in-house, meaning that county employees are now handling the day-to-day responsibilities that include the movement of library books among the county's municipal libraries. County officials do not anticipate any disruption of services. The cooperative services, which will be overseen by the county government, includes library support services throughout Baldwin County, such as joint catalog systems, interlibrary loans, book counter services, and the operation of a bookmobile. Alabama's standardized test scores are not looking so good, according to a recent study. Forbes recently compiled data from the U.S. Department of Education and other sources on standardized test results in each state and found that Alabama's scores are among the lowest in the U.S. Alabama had the 4th lowest performance on standardized testing, ahead of only Oklahoma, New Mexico, and West Virginia, and just behind neighboring Mississippi. The states that comprise the bottom 5 for standardized test results all have among the highest poverty rates in the U.S., according to a study released last month by U.S. News. The Forbes study found Alabama 8th graders ranked 5th lowest across the U.S., with only 22.03% of students demonstrating proficiency or higher in reading on standardized tests. The study also noted that 27% of Alabama 4th graders were proficient in or above in math, and 28% scored the same in reading, but those figures dropped significantly by the time they reached the 8th grade. The number of hate and extremist groups nationwide rose to a record high last year as Alabamians faced dozens of instances of threats, intimidation, and harassment, according to a new report. The SPLC reported that it recorded more active anti-LGBTQ and white nationalist groups last year than any other year since it began documenting hate groups in 1990. In Alabama, SPLC reported 12 extremist groups as being active in the state. While the number of groups remained relatively small compared to other states, they represent a range of neo-Confederate white nationalists and anti-government ideologies. Research analysts at SPLC said lawmakers have, quote, built legislation on many of the conspiracies of these far-right ideologies, end quote, referencing trans healthcare bans, laws banning public drag performances, and new restrictions on school curriculum, all of which have been passed or proposed in Alabama. You can read all of these stories and more at AL.com. Thank you for listening to Down in Alabama. See y'all again tomorrow.